Hey folks, welcome back to the You Want Pizzazz channel. We just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woo! It's pretty incredible that there are 2,000 of you out there who like and enjoy my videos, so it really means a lot. I have some questions that I'm going to be pulling out of this You Want Pizzazz hat so that we can get to know each other a little better. All right, let's get started. Where did the name You Want Pizzazz come from? Okay, so this is a bit of a funny story actually. You Want Pizzazz started in 2019, but before that, I needed to come up with a name. I wanted to come up with something that was unique. I wanted a name that people could remember. So I was still living at home with my parents at this point. I was brainstorming with my mom some names that we could possibly use, and she was coming up with names like, I'll do it, or I need the money, and those names were a little bit desperate, but they were funny. But then she shouted at the top of her lungs, "You want pizzazz?" And she just started laughing hysterically at this. I thought it was funny too, but I was like, no way. That's silly. We need to come up with something more professional. I sat on it for a few days, and then it just started sounding like a pretty good idea, so we went with it. All right, next question. How do you seem so confident on camera? Well, the answer is a boring answer, but it is just practice, my friends. You just gotta get yourself in front of the camera. You gotta practice. You gotta keep doing it over and over and over again until you feel confident. You can go back to my old YouTube videos. I'm so awkward. I'm so quiet. I'm not confident at all. And because I did not feel confident. My advice is that if you want to do more on-camera stuff or you want to make videos, just start making them. The first few are going to be, not so great, but that's okay. You just keep putting them out, and then I promise you it'll just get easier over time. And it does help that I am an editor, okay? So, I make myself look good, or at least I try to. Have you ever dealt with imposter syndrome, and how do you cope with it? Okay, so first off, I want to put the definition of imposter syndrome on the screen here, but basically you feel like a fraud, right? You feel like the profession you're in, the career you're in, you don't feel like you're good enough. You feel like you're faking it and that everyone's gonna know. It's a scary feeling, but it's also a very common feeling. I think everyone who starts off in a new career or a new job, they're gonna feel this way. Even if you have the skill set, it's all about the confidence. And the confidence does not come until maybe years into your profession. When I graduated school, I started my business. I did not feel confident. And I was in a position where I needed to reach out to people constantly to kind of build my client base. And every time I talked to them on the phone, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know how to edit. Honestly, I just faked it till I made it. I tried to fake the confidence until I felt the confidence. And the more jobs you do, the more confident you will be. The easier it is to say, yes, I can do this. It's another one of those things where confidence will come with time. Just kind of trust in the process. If this is something you're passionate about, just keep trucking along, and I promise you that this feeling will go away someday. All right, we got our next question here. Is going to film school worth it? Well, you know what? I think it's worth it in some ways and not worth it in other ways. I went to a school formerly known as Ryerson, now it's Toronto Metropolitan University, and I went for a general media program where basically they introduce you to everything, and then you can kind of specialize in a certain area. I ended up specializing in video production. I found that the skills that I learned there were pretty basic and general. Maybe 85 to 90% of what I know is self-taught tutorials, YouTube tutorials. Justin Odisho, Peter McKinnon, those were my real teachers. But what I did get from school were the connections and the opportunities that came with the program. The people that you're in group projects with in school are going to be the future people of the industry. So it was important for me to make a good impression with them while I was in school. And a lot of them remembered that, hey, I remember Cass, she edits. So I think connections are an invaluable thing that you can get from going to university. You just gotta make the most out of the situation when you're there. You know, you gotta make an effort to reach out to people, make a good impression, make contacts, because, you know, that'll help you out later in life. My program had a special media company integrated within it where they allowed students to work on real editing jobs. And that was really great for me because prior to that, I hadn't worked on any editing jobs. I haven't worked with clients before. And it was kind of a safe environment where there were superiors that would look over your work, make sure it's okay. So it was just a great way for me to kind of branch into doing real editing jobs for real people. I feel like that was where I got my start and where I got the confidence to kind of branch out into finding my own clients. So basically, I don't think school was a waste of time, but I also think that you can 100% learn everything you need to know about video editing online. I said it. Have you always wanted to be an editor, or was there something else you wanted to do? I think I've always wanted to be an editor, but I didn't know that editing was a possible job for me. When I first started school, I thought I wanted to be a director. I did not want to be a director because I didn't really know what a director did. I just thought, oh, what a glamorous job. You know, I get to call all the shots and everyone thinks I'm great. It is stressful. And I know that because in a few of my courses, I tried to take on director roles in my group projects, and I'm like, wow, why am I stressed out all the time? And I hate making all these decisions. So I found out real quick that I didn't want to be a director. In my second year of university, I took an editing course, and I was like, oh, wow, this is, exactly what I like to do. And I remember my teacher saying, hey, this is where the money is at in editing because nobody wants to do this job. It's not a job for everyone. It is very tedious. It's a lot of going through footage. It's a lot of rounds of feedback. But it's also very rewarding. If you're like an organized person that also likes to be creative, I find that it's like the perfect job for you. So there is money in editing. I will tell you that. All right, I think this is our last question here. Why did you start this YouTube channel? Well, as some of you may know, I actually do have a video editing company. That is what occupies most of my time because I'm very busy, but I love making YouTube videos. It's kind of where I started. I learned everything I know about video editing and motion graphics on YouTube. And I was just so grateful for those creators for putting out a tutorial step by step, clear, to the point. Those kind of videos really can help a person grow. I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of that back into the world. I wanted to create content that can help people, understand Premiere Pro and After Effects more, to make it a little less scary. So I really like that concept, and I like the idea of just giving back just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm really hoping to grow this channel. It is a passion of mine. I know it's been kind of a steady journey, but it really makes my day when I receive comments of people that I've helped and people who have found a solution because of my video, or people who have learned a new skill. And it just really makes my day and fulfills me. So I'm not planning to stop making videos anytime soon. The reason I made this video is because I want to get to know you a little better, I want you to let me know in the comments below. If you could let me know where you're from and what started your passion for editing and what you do for a living, I'd love to know all that. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give this video a like and subscribe to the You Want Pizzazz channel for more videos. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!